Well, it's April 9th, 2016. Gordy Little, Calvin Castine, Hometown Cable in our little corner. At a place that's familiar to me, and I don't know, it might be familiar to you, the Crete Memorial Civic Center, right near Plattsburgh. It's been used for many things since the first time I darkened its door a long time ago. And it used to be cold in here when hockey was played, but it was colder outside at the old Bailey Avenue rink, I'll tell you that. So we've been to many things, including professional prize fights and musical talent and everything else over the years. But one of the funnest things we do is to come to home shows here at the Crete Center. And today, on a Saturday, and tomorrow on a Sunday, Northern Home and Lifestyle Association is sponsoring the 2016 Home and Lifestyle Expo. It's for Clinton, Essex, and Franklin counties, called the largest home show 2 days, today from 10 to 6 and tomorrow from 10 to 3. We've already chatted with a number of the people at various booths here, and Calvin and I will take the Hometown Cable cameras around and chat with some more, and maybe you'll learn about some new things you can have in your home. Stay tuned. You know, there are some of us who fancy themselves master gardeners, but only a select few are chosen. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Who are you?
I'm Linda Mott, and I live in Schuyler Falls, and I'm a Clinton County Master Gardener volunteer. And this year we're talking about pollinators and saving the bees.
Look at these displays. She's been so busy since we got here at
like
10
a busy
o'clock.
bee.
It's beautiful. You know, we've spent a little time at Cornell University Cooperative Extension doing TV shows through the years, but I go back, about 55 years in doing programs with Cooperative Extension.
Right.
In the old days on the radio, we used to do a lot of canning shows.
We don't talk about canning a lot,
Isn't it amazing?
but I do
And yet,
can.
I think there are lots of people like you who are now getting back into it.
Yes.
I was just listening to a special program on public radio about how so many people are so busy in this crazy world we live in, they don't even cook anymore. But now,
I know. I have a lot of friends like that.
don't cook at all.
And then they make one meal and their husband is like, "Oh, this is the best thing you've ever made." I usually cook every night.
Isn't that incredible? Some people can barely make a peanut butter sandwich. And, the marketing for prepared foods has been so heavy over the years. And, some people working 2 or 3 jobs, kids in school, don't get home till 6 o'clock at night, throw it in the microwave.
Just grab something quick and then you're off again.
But isn't it great just to be able to put some ingredients together and have your husband or your significant other or your kids say, "Oh, Mom, this is delicious."
Yes, it is great. I love to cook for my family.
Wow. My wife started making me Reuben sandwiches last week.
Okay.
She's made so many wonderful things for all of our kids and grandchildren over the years and for me, but never Reuben sandwiches, my favorite food on the planet. Oh, God. So
I like them
I
too.
drool a lot and they squish on the sides and,
That's what makes them so good.
So how does a Long Island girl who lives on the Peasleyville Road become a master gardener? Tell us the process.
Well, in 2017, they're going to have another program to start Master Gardener volunteers again. It's a 10-week course, and you go once a week, and you get lots of literature, many talks. They give you all the information you need to go out and help other people learn about what they need to do to garden.
And when I was a little boy, as I said before, long before you were dreamed of, people had victory gardens during the Second World War.
I remember hearing that.
And if we hadn't had victory gardens, my mother would have had a garden anyway.
Right.
Because her thumbs were so green.
Oh, that's
and every
good.
spring, Every winter, you'd look through the seed catalogs, and every spring,
Pick out
you'd
your
go
seeds.
and dig in the dirt. And every single day when we get out of bed, my wife said, I can't wait
I can't wait
to dig
either.
in the dirt.
I've walked around the garden, but it's just too chilly to get out there yet.
Well, I know, but one of these days, with the dirt under the fingernails.
I wake up with the birds singing and the sun shining, and I think, oh, today's going to be the day. Not yet.
People, I guess a lot of people are these days are doing so many other things. They're not familiar with Cornell University Cooperative Extension and don't know that it is an amazing resource.
It is. We have a grow line. You can call in with your questions, and they'll answer them right there on the phone. If they have to look something up, they will get back to you and give you the information you need. They're very helpful.
So push those buttons on your laptop or call on the phone, or better yet, just stop in on Route 22 north of Plattsburgh.
Yes, you can stop in and speak to them there.
Linda, you're the best.
Thank you, Gordy.
You can tell your partner she's the original Chicken Little. Have a great day,
You
Linda.
too.
See you
Enjoy the
later.
day.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Sticking your tongue out.
We're at the no sticking your tongue out, Frank. We're at the Crete Center on a Saturday on April 9th, 2016. It looks better outside if you're inside, doesn't it, today?
Yes,
The
it does.
temperature was very close to 20 degrees when I got up, long before Frank McGrath did this.
I don't know. I've been up
know.
since 3:30.
Oh, you beat me by you beat me by an hour.
Okay.
It's terrible to be old. You couldn't make it, huh? You
No,
couldn't stay in
I
for-
just love it. I've been getting up early all my life.
Have you really?
Yeah. Even when I retire, I thought I might sleep in.
Not
gonna
me
sleep in.
either. I don't know why. About 4:30 is my. get-up
Yes.
time.
Oh yeah. 4:30. Have a cup of coffee. And,
Look outside,
Right
see
there.
if the birds are up yet.
oh yeah.
You know, North Country Veterans Association Inc. post #1. Vets helping vets. I like that idea.
Yes.
Tell me, you've been in it for a while, Frank.
Well, we incorporated in 1983, so we've been in existence there. When we first started there, we were called the North Country Vietnam Veterans Association.
Oh, yes.
Post 1, and we changed our name due to the fact that we have other than Vietnam veterans in our mirror veterans in it. We have World War II veterans. We have Korean War veterans. We have Desert Shield, Desert Storm veterans, Grenada, all the way up. Vietnam, Korea, World War II, and of course the OIF and the OEF there. Operation Enduring Freeman, Operation, so Iraqi Freedom there. We've been in existence there, I'm looking at right now.
For a long time with a different
33
name.
years.
Yeah.
33
And you're
years.
closely aligned with the North Country Honor Flight, too.
Yes, we are.
Our good friends.
Matter of fact, a lot of our veterans there that belong to the North Country Veteran Association is kind of a liaison with the Honor Flight, as being anything that they need with logistical stuff. I was very fortunate to also go on a couple plane rides down to Washington, D.C., and it was just fantastic.
It's a moving experience.
It's a very moving experience.
It's a very
for-
busy day for the vets
Very busy
and for
day.
the Guardians, but it's wonderful.
One of the things I always look at of being on the flight and coming back, he says, it's the smile of the veterans coming back. That's what it's all
To
about.
open the mailbag and see mail from all the little kids
That's
just brings back memories.
yes.
They shed a tear and smile a lot, and how
Our-
can you not be moved by that experience?
We're very moved. You know what was one of the moving things I looked at it? October 3rd was a flight that was 38 degrees outside. Very
Yeah,
cold
I know.
for the veterans.
Oh, well, I know.
Very thin. But one of the things there is that the veterans came. Our police support was super.
Isn't it
You know,
amazing? The motorcycles, the
The
firemen,
motorcycles and stuff
the
like that.
firemen, the women's groups, the auxiliaries.
We went down because we didn't know the weather. It was some bad climate supposedly down there, but we still flew down. When we got down there was no rain, There was no wind. It was beautiful.
See, Bob Dole took care of that.
Bob Dole took
Didn't he?
care of
Yes, he did.
Isn't he an amazing
He's
stalwart and
amazing
Down
man.
there, no matter what.
Yeah.
greeting all those people, and he's no spring chicken.
taking
But then there aren't many of us are spring
No.
chicken. I was just thinking when you
Every-
were talking that it was a long time ago, maybe in the 80s, that I think I recorded the answering machine for that group up there way back when.
You
Was
mean the NCVA?
You're not old enough to remember that.
Yeah.
I think I recorded the voice on the answering machine.
I know
that
it.
was we
Maybe.
all were a little bit different back
No.
in 1980 what 83.
83. Yeah, that could
That's
have
when
been.
Calvin started carrying that camera on his shoulder. I think about 1983.
Yeah.
That version. Yeah, no.
But
And,
one
you
of
know,
the.
and this is the 50th anniversary of the North Country Platoon of Marines.
Yes, it is.
The radio station I worked for was the first small radio station in the United States to send a reporter to Vietnam. And for 2 years we featured.
In the Marine Corps Gazette, I read that article on you.
Isn't that
Yeah.
amazing? Tiny hair and these little tiny reel-to-reel tapes and jumping in foxholes and trying to avoid the big snakes. And but you know what? That was truly amazing because as a radio station, we followed those guys all the way through basic training, all the way into Vietnam, and then did programs on 300 to 400
went in a
people
year.
from this area.
I went in a year later after those guys.
Did you really?
I remember when we started. We used to meet at the American Legion Post 20,
Of
the old
course.
Legion
Cumberland
down there,
Avenue.
on
Yeah.
Cumberland Avenue, and then when it happened that the place burnt down and stuff like that, we had to move the area where we went to the VFW, and then all of a sudden, that's when we landed a little 9-acre land there, and we said we're going to do our own home.
I love
when
it,
we other-
and it's improved a lot since
It's
the
improved
beginning.
a
Look
lot.
at it now.
Oh yeah, we really went really well on that, and you know, talking about the 50th anniversary of the North Country Platoon there, it was kind of one of those things that we're going to be straight supporters on that. I know it's going to be at the VFW
VFW now.
for their barbecue there, but of course the North Country Veterans Association, BAV, a lot of organizations is all going to be a part of that.
Sadly, we lost a few in Nam, and that
Yes.
was a very sad time for me and
Yes.
for parents and friends. And yeah, we knew them all, every single guy. So
when-
now you know what I need to know.
Yes, what do you need to
What
know?
the heck have you got here? You got a chair over there that was specially built for Gordy Little's fat behind.
Yeah, you won't break this.
No, I could jump off the roof and not break it.
No.
What's this all about?
This is all about, this is our annual, what we do is we're trying to bring funds for our organization to feed veterans. What we have out of here is that this is going to help us feed veterans for our Christmas basket program and to help our veterans all year round. Of course, we have a food shelf that we work all year round with homeless veterans, and we coordinate with the homeless veteran coordinator and the VA, you know, Steve Bowman up there, on any needs of veterans there. One of the things we have up there too is that it's a little vet center up there that they have. We have people that meet there once a week and they help out veterans, and then we also have a group of ladies that go up there, veterans' wives there, that meet up there on a Thursday, every other Thursday there. So we kind of opening up our group, and it's not only a museum, it just goes back to the basic things that we always did there, is veterans helping veterans. I know that name right here, Vets Helping Vets, that'll always be with us. You know, it'll
So
never change.
you're going to raffle this whole outfit off?
We're going to raffle this off, and it's and the
$5 a
day
ticket.
the day of the raffle is going to be on July 26, 2016.
Oh, you still have time to spend $300 or $400 on raffle
yeah.
tickets anytime.
Easily.
They can
And-
probably contact any member.
Yep.
Any member there, we could work with it. And what the nice thing about it is that this was donated to the NCVA by Cedar Knoll. Ronnie Marks, they made it.
Yeah.
And they donated. He's
A
also
good
a
friend.
veteran too, a good friend. And he donated, and he says, hey guys, do what you have to do with it. And he kind of helps.
Probably
our
took them
veterans
3
on.
days just to put the finish on it. Look at this.
oh, yeah.
Look at the poly they got on there. Oh, baby.
Mr. Hines there, he's not here now, but he did a lot of coats on here too by himself.
That's beautiful. What a nice thing.
Oh,
very
he
nice.
did very
They
well
do that
there.
for us.
So,
You know, you guys are the best. You know that, don't you?
Oh, we
I've told
try.
you that a million times. We salute you. I'm so glad we're in a crazy,
Yeah.
crazy political climate
Oh,
these days.
sure are.
But you know what? I'm thrilled that several of the candidates find it necessary and find it pleasurable to talk about vets.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you?
Yes. Very. Yeah.
Because we all have memories, good and bad. And, you know, there are people here, especially Vietnam vets, who claim they weren't treated well when they came back. This North Country actually embraced the Vietnam veterans. And some of the guys, I have to remind them over and over again that we embraced them and met them when they got back in town and featured them on the radio and did good things. But that wasn't true in all parts of the country.
No, it wasn't.
And so here they are, and sometimes just below the radar, there's a vet that needs some help.
Oh yeah.
yes.
See what it says? Vets helping vets.
Yeah. And we're starting to get a lot of new vets in there too, younger vets, which
I
is
love
good.
it. How can they call you on the phone?
Oh,
How would
call
they
us.
get-
Oh
Call us
yeah.
on the phone.
North Country Veterans Association Inc.
North
It's
Country
easy to
Veterans,
find.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Have a great.
One more thing I just
Oh
want
yeah,
to let
sure.
you know.
You're throwing
Yeah,
Frank
here,
one
this
more
is
thing.
Frank, baby. One more thing.
I think the biggest thrill I had for a long time is on the flight going down, and this was a big surprise for all the veterans that were on the plane, guardians and everything else, is that they got a chance to meet a 3-star lady general.
Isn't that wonderful?
Mary the Great.
Isn't that wonderful? Think about it.
Nobody didn't know what was going on until when I got off the bus and they seen a crowd of people there,
Oh, yeah.
and some of the veterans there, the World War II and Korean War veterans, they never met a 3-star general, a lady general. She was a deputy chief of staff, Pentagon, G2. She's a high roller, and we shared that opportunity between Senator Dole and the 3-star.
That's as
That
good as
made
it
their
gets.
day. That's as good as it gets.
That makes my dear just hearing about it. Thanks, Frank. Thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you now.
Thank you very much.
Have a
Appreciate
wonderful weekend.
Thank you for what you do.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
Not good at this.
Yeah, we're at the home show at the Crete this weekend, and we're having a ball so far. Of course, Chatty Cathy is my middle name, so my jaw never stops. I spend 15 minutes when I probably should spend 2 with each person we go to, but we've been talking about Cedar Knoll. Did you hear us? Was your ears ringing over there when we're
Something
talking
was
about
ringing. Yeah.
Tell everybody who you are.
Ronnie Marks.
Yeah,
Cedar
we know
Knoll.
that, Ronnie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I wanted you to say it. I want you to say it out loud. How goes the battle with you?
It's going. It's been a good year so far. We're looking for a resurgence in this market. The log home building market is strong.
You know, Ronnie, I was took my car in for service yesterday as we're doing this on the 9th of April. And a young man who gave me a ride back home when my car was being repaired, I don't know how we got on the subject, but we're talking about you and Cedar Knoll. And this is a young kid in his 20s, and his dream has always been to have a log home.
Give him my card.
I told him about you and how to get a hold of you,
Thank
and
you.
he's been there before. I don't know if he ever worked for you. Maybe that was it, but he loves log homes, and so do we. I mean, you know.
That's great. Thank
We've seen you through thick and thin for a lot of years here in the North Country,
you. Yes.
doing strange things just to keep the customers coming in. But here you are.
I love it.
That
It's
was
been fun. It's
Very
been
nice
fun.
for you to donate those items for these guys next door, these veterans. We love to support them.
Yeah, it was made by Dave Miller in our shop. He's a good
Just
man.
a
and
beautiful job.
Thank you.
We
Thank you.
kidded that it's the strongest chair in here, the only one that would hold Gordy's little fat rear end.
No.
But it's really great.
Let me see. All right. Hey, get a shot in there, would you?
Yeah, double wide. Double wide.
No, we don't say that. We say
So you've
log
been in
home.
business
Log-
over there for how long now? It's hard for me to remember.
35 years.
Is that possible?
No.
You don't still live in Ellenburg, do you?
No, they threw me out.
Oh, they
years
did?
ago,
You
yeah.
moved closer to town?
To Plattsburgh to
Oh,
be close where the action is, you know.
so did you bring any staff here today, or do you got to stand here for the next 2 days?
I'm all alone. Everybody went hiding when they saw you coming, you know.
Oh, well,
My son Jesse's here, Dennis Cudworth's here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we have a few guys here to answer questions.
Yeah, that's funny. We were just talking with the veterans about the North Country Platoon celebrating 50 years since they went to Vietnam, since they all marched away from here. They actually did a march up to Lake Placid and back, but they went to boot camp down in South Carolina, and as a radio station, we followed their entire career in the Marine Corps and came back, and one of the guys was named Cudworth. I remember in the back of my mind, one of the guys that went to Vietnam.
Ralph.
Was it Ralph?
Yeah, Dennis's brother.
Well, see, everything is connected if you take time to look for those little connections.
Yeah,
So he was in Nam.
Yeah, tough tour from what I heard.
And I wish that we had saved all those recordings. In those days, you did the thing and you went home. You didn't save anything. Okay, good. You know, you recorded it, put it on the radio, featured them for a series of programs, and featured them the next year, and so on. So is he still around?
Yeah, he is. He just got a couple new knees or something.
Oh, that isn't that?
We're getting older, I
I
guess.
love it.
We're having a nice show today. It's nice.
It should be good. I hope people
Turnout's
stop by.
good.
The weather's not that warm yet, and everybody's griping and whining and moaning about how they wish the snow would stay away and things would warm up. And you see pictures on Facebook of Puxatawney Pete and people trying to shoot him with a 12-gauge shotgun.
Nice.
And
nice.
he's holding up a sign saying, "I lied. I lied."
Nice.
So anyway, you're going to be here for both days. You're going to be selling log homes and doing so many other things for the next 40 or 45 years.
It's good to see you, Gordy.
You're the man, Ronnie. Have a
Cal?
great day, my friend.
Take care, guys.
Keep smiling.
Keep up the good work.
There's another guy who's a regular contributor to Hometown Cable, having been on television with us more than once through the years.
I'm quite photogenic, yes.
Yes, telling his wonderful family history and tie it in with North Country history. George Hubble.
Yes, how are you?
my man?
I'm doing awesome.
You know, my mind is connected with events in my lifetime involving my time with Calvin, my time on the radio. And the most prominent image that comes into my mind when I see you or see your name is you back in your pickup truck down toward the ice in Lake Champlain, not very far from here, with a kind of a pool.
A hot tub.
A hot tub on the back of the truck. And as you were backing toward the lake, I was saying, my gosh, he's going down for the count. That truck's going to go underwater. We're going to have the biggest news story we've had all day.
And it did go down.
I know that. That's why do you think I brought it
I know,
up?
but fortunately, I mean, it had a plow on it, and the water was only maybe 2 feet deep.
There's
So,
always an explanation.
I mean, unfortunately, if it would have been deeper, it would have gone all the way down, but it dropped down and then hit the bottom. But still, I was in the water, and I had a problem.
But here we are.
Here we are. And this is Nick, one of our new sales associates.
How are you?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Shake your hand. Good
Nice to meet you,
see
sir.
You don't know what this nonsense is, but we go back. We go back a long
Couple of decades, maybe.
Talking about old boats and camps on Lake Champlain.
Battle of Plattsburgh and...
You know what I found in a junk drawer today as my wife's hoeing out. Kay's going to have her 90th birthday party next week.
Wow.
And your wife's name is Kay?
Yes.
So we got a couple of K's in our lives.
Yeah.
And we found one of the 1964 sesquicentennial. It looks like about the size of a 50-cent piece.
Huh.
in a junk drawer that they were issuing back in those days.
Wow.
You couldn't buy anything with it, but you could smile and show it to people.
Huh, interesting.
So what's new with Champlain, Lake Champlain
Well,
pools and spas and stoves and,
you know-
God, he's going to have to keep adding things on the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot is new. We've been at it over 40 years now.
Is
Got
that
thousands
possible?
of pools in the ground and above ground, and we're still building new pools. A lot of people are still surprised, but we are still building new pools. Obviously, there's a lot of older pools that need fixing, so that's really becoming, a bigger part of the pie, than sometimes building new pools. So, and we're selling hot tubs and wood stoves and saunas, so we're diversifying. And
Did he make you go to school yet?
Oh, I've already graduated, yeah.
Oh,
I stayed
yeah.
local in Plattsburgh. I've
no,
worked
but
here.
he's been to pool school and hot tub school.
Everybody's got to go to hot tub school. That's
Oh
the
yeah,
fun one,
yeah, exactly. You got to learn how to get in there with sexy girls and behave yourself.
I tell you could get a liberal education from this guy right here. I was trying to think, 40 years ago, you started on North Margaret Street.
Yeah, 34 years ago exactly in North Margaret, but Herb Carpenter started this business. His first year building pools was 1974.
Come on.
So it's the 42nd year
God, he's going
of
to be
Lake
almost
Champlain.
as old as I am.
Yeah, I'm getting up there.
So, no kidding.
Yeah.
You were at North Margaret Street. We've seen you underwater with the motel a few times.
I flooded. I went under.
And then you decided to move to Boynton Avenue.
And you know how many years I've been there now?
No.
This is my 11th season.
Is that possible? Seems like last Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah, 11 years ago. It's going to be our 11th season.
As a young guy growing up on the lake, and we miss your dad, by the way.
Yeah, well, so
Miss
do
him
I.
terribly. But as a young guy, did you know that you were going to be connected with this business?
I had no idea.
How did you gravitate into this business?
I was actually in college, and some of my friends ran off and were building pools in the summer, so I said, hey, I'll give it a shot, and I did, and then I was really never smart enough to get it back out again. So
It's been up and down, as
it's
all
been,
businesses have been. There are good years and bad
exactly.
years.
We've had, it's been a while since we've had a really good year.
Well, let's
But,
do. Let's make 2016 the good year.
That's what I'm hoping. It's just a matter of all the stars aligning and maybe the weather kind of cooperating. We've just had some.
Weather is such a huge factor.
Oh my God! Yeah,
The only people making money right now are the people who are boiling sap.
Yeah,
from maple
exactly.
syrup.
Exactly. the snowplow people didn't do very well.
Not very well. I used
all
my
the
snowblower
pellet and
once.
wood stove people didn't do very well. So, no, it was a very unique winter.
Yeah.
And
Compared to the one before that.
right, and then in March it was really beautiful, and everyone's thinking, well, let's get started, and then all of a sudden we have,
Winter again.
now we're getting 20 degrees out again, which is a little crazy. So.
It's the North Country.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
know,
they
I
say.
know.
Wait, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes.
Exactly. It'll be different.
So anything new this year at all, George?
Oh, yes.
I'm so glad I asked.
There's something new, and you saw it on the way in out there in the parking lot.
Tell
That
me.
one-piece fiberglass pool. You didn't see it when you drove in. It's facing you when you drove in. So now it's our first year. They're manufactured in Albany, but they're a one-piece fiberglass pool that you drop in the ground whole.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they've been popular for decades. The biggest drawback for them was freight, because they're big and they're bulky to move. So finally, there's a warehouse yard in Albany. So
that's good.
So now we can draw them out of Albany rather
That
than
wide load right up the north
exactly.
way.
Come on up. So that is what's new for us this year. Is going to be these one-piece fiberglass pools. We're hoping to, hopefully we can sell a couple this year and kind of get started.
Wouldn't that be great?
It would be.
Okay, I'll shoot for a dozen. You can shoot for a couple, okay?
Okay.
We'll
All
see
right.
who wins.
All right.
You guys are the best.
That's
You didn't
very
get a
true.
chance to talk a lot.
Here.
Did you grow up
Now
around
it's your turn.
Did you grow up around here?
I did, yeah. I went to Beekmantown, so that's where I graduated from. I stayed local. I worked at Lake Champlain Pool starting back in 2010 when I graduated high school.
That's 6 years ago.
I know, it's a
Come
long
on.
time. Feels like a long time. But it's nice though, I get a lot of my old teachers that are popping in the pool store, buying pools, hot tubs and stuff like that. So it's nice to be able to connect with them on that level again. I'm local, they're local, so.
If I were in the radio business, I'd be tempted to hire you. You got a wonderful voice.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
That's great. So sell some pools this weekend, will you?
I'm hoping so.
Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Take it easy.
You too.
Well, if you know where you are, then that's important. If you'd like to know where we are, we're at the home show at the Crete Center on April 9th, 2016. Going around talking with people who are here to see what's new for their homes. And we're talking with people who are business leaders in the community. Business leaders in the community. Bayside Chimney Service. Who are you?
I'm Justin Harvey.
I know that. Justin, how you been?
Good. How are you?
There were no customers when we walked by, so we had to put you on the hot seat there.
That's fine.
So what's going on with the business these days?
Oh, we're cleaning chimneys mostly, doing light masonry work. Things are taking off pretty good, so.
You know, this is a good opportunity to beg people to clean their chimneys.
Oh,
We have too many fires, not as many chimney fires, but a few chimney fires that get into the attics and ceilings. And then we're doing this on April 9th, 2016. And I'm sad to report that in the last week or two, we've had some horrendous fires in the North Country.
Oh yeah, there's been quite a few of them.
People relax too much, don't they?
Yeah, and you really need to have your chimney inspected at least once a year. Even if it's not dirty, it should be inspected. There's plenty of ways that it can be. There's dangerous areas that need to be checked.
You know, I burned wood for many years. Of course, I grew up on farms and place where wood was burned all the time. And I remember a couple of times a year taking all, because in those days you'd have a stovepipe in the kitchen that went all suspended all around the ceiling and through the wall, up through a chimney and into a flue in the attic. And they would take all the tin pipe down and clean it all out very carefully. And the stoves weren't the same then as they are now. So there was plenty of draft and lots of heat going up the chimney. So you had less chimney fires because number one, the stoves were hotter. Number two, people paid more attention. And now it's very important to do it right.
Oh yeah.
People think they can do it on their own, but if they have a big chimney, they're better off calling the pros, right?
Yep, we see lots of interesting setups. So there's a lot of areas where things can get dirty, and you definitely want to get that type of stuff checked out.
Well, it's a real art to learn how to clean a chimney right, too, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. There's not a lot of people do it these days, honestly. We're one of the larger companies in the area that actually does this still. And we're growing quite a bit, actually. We're one of the only companies that scans a chimney with a camera on our standard cleaning.
People might not know why that's necessary.
There's most guys look down a chimney with a flashlight.
Or use a mirror down inside the fireplace or whatever.
And you can probably find 10 times the amount of things with a camera that you can with just a flashlight. I've seen things where it's amazing that it's gone that long, and you'll find lots of dangerous missing pieces of flue tiles and stuff in the chimneys.
People don't know what can happen when you're contrasting the hot air in a chimney and the cold air outside, especially those last couple of tiles above the roof. I've had mine actually blow up and pieces fly out of there.
Yep.
When you get a chimney fire and it's really hot.
Yep. Creosote is a very good insulator. So the inside of the chimney, when it gets really hot, the outside of the flue tiles aren't necessarily at the same temperature, which will cause them to crack. So the top of the chimney is where that happens very often. So
you guys do repair also?
Yeah, we'll fix cracked bricks, and there's all sorts of stuff like that.
It's important to know what kind of shape your chimney's in. I know it's bad news for some people when you tell them, you should replace that whole chimney.
Yeah, well,
there's an expense involved, but you got to know.
Yeah, there's quite a few people in the area that try and do it, but we're very efficient in the way we do things, so we try to do most of our jobs in under a day or two. So,
No kidding.
yeah, so we're keeping in mind that people don't always have a lot of money to throw at their chimney. It's not something that they want to think about necessarily, but we definitely try and take that into account.
Do you have a website?
Yep, baysidechimney@yahoo.com.
So I do that so people can just go on the internet, as everybody does, find out who you are, learn a little bit about chimney,
Yep.
give you a call. And do you actually go out on a lot of calls yourself?
Yep, I'm actually the lead tech for the
Oh,
company.
you are?
So if you call, you'll probably see me.
Oh, I love it. As long as they offer you a hot cup of coffee
Oh yeah, plenty of people
and a
do.
cinnamon bun or whatever. Thanks so much for chatting with us, my friend. Have a
Yep.
lovely day, will you?
Thank you. You too.
See you later.
Appreciate it.
Well, we turned the corner and we saw the sign for Graymont.
Yep.
And Calvin Castine and me, Gordy Little, and Hometown Cable have done at least 2 90-minute documentaries with Graymont over the years.
Yep.
I was telling Calvin when we walked over here, my grandchildren, who are now much, much older, were so fascinated by walking through the quarries and seeing all that big equipment and watching the asphalt plant work and so on.
A lot of heavy
Just
stuff, yeah.
kind of amazing.
Absolutely.
Well, now at the Crete Center for the Home Show, thanks to you guys, you've expanded into all kinds of stuff. Who are you?
I'm Melvin with Vermont Thinstone.
How are you, Melvin?
Very good.
We never heard the name Melvin before, so we might be saying that a few times.
All
And
right.
you are?
Matthew from Patio Drummond.
Matthew. Yeah, easy.
Great to have you here. So tell me about your life a little bit.
So Vermont Thinstone is actually a company out of Vermont, Colchester, Vermont. We're dedicated to cutting out thinstone veneer. And the thinstone veneer applications goes anywhere from a fireplace, foundation, it goes into a freestanding wall if you like. But mainly we want to make it easy for people to take a natural stone veneer and put it on the wall without doing restructuring of the wall or anything like that.
He's got it down pat, doesn't he?
Yeah.
How long have you been with the organization?
Oh, I've been with this organization about 5 years now.
Really?
Yep.
I know you weren't born in Vermont.
Nope, I'm not born
How
in Vermont.
did I know that?
A little bit of an accent there. Do you hear it?
Just a little bit. I love
I'm actually born in Puerto Rico, grew up in Massachusetts, lived in California for 7 years, lived in Mexico for 2 years, and been in Vermont for 6 years now.
So we could do this show in Spanish and English if you wanted to?
So muy buenas tardes, caballeros, a los que están escuchando en español.
I love it. So how did you get involved with these people?
Actually, I did installations before, and then I came across Vermont Thinstone, which is a newer company. It's not a huge company, but I loved it so much that I was able to come on board with them, and I love promoting the stone.
How long did it take for you to set this up? Did you just set this up yourself?
15 minutes.
Come on.
Yeah, just took it right out of the truck and put it in here.
You and 17 strong guys, you mean?
Yeah, we each took a corner.
Unbelievable. Tell me a little bit about your stuff.
Well, Patio Drummond, a manufacturer of slab, paver, walls in Canada. The plant is located in Canada, province of Quebec. So we're in business since 1940 something. So it's been a while.
Have you been doing it for a long time? Have you been?
Yeah, I'm in the company since 1 year and a half, something like that.
I'm gonna say it's shorter than you, like a year and a half, too.
Yeah.
So how did you happen to get involved with this home show this weekend?
Well, Graymont is one of our customers, so they invite us to be here. That's why we showed up.
Have you ever been over to the quarry, the Graymont Quarry on the Quarry Road?
I have not, actually.
Come on!
I have no. We're actually thinking of buying their stone to cut it out. We're not a quarry business. We buy from quarries and we cut out their stone.
Yeah, I know.
So, yep.
But you gotta go and visit.
I gotta go visit and see the big hole for sure.
It's
Yep.
exciting and fun and
Yep.
wonderful, and we've met so many people from there, and it's been a very powerful business here in the North Country.
Absolutely.
That little quarry road that goes up there into the quarry gets kind of busy starting pretty soon now.
It will. It will. Yep. It's with the warming up of the weather. We're gonna see a lot of stone pumped out of there for people to do their foundations and do their fireplaces and beautify their living space.
You know, a lot of people can't make this home show in person, and that's too bad because there are a lot of things to see here and products that people don't even realize.
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of people think, for example, the thin stone being a natural stone that is really expensive. Well, because it's made out of Vermont, there's not all the logistics involved. It makes it a lot less expensive and is now in the price range of a manufactured stone. So that gives the homeowner an advantage. And it's very easy to install if you want to do it yourself or if you want to hire a contractor.
Not me.
Yeah. We give you all the support possible. I actually will give you my. I don't know. I'm not gonna give my number out. Should I give my number out?
Sure.
I mean, I do the business now. You can call. You can visit us on our website, Vermont Thinstone, anytime, and we'll give you all the support possible. We're constantly uploading YouTube videos to educate our customers and how to go about the installation part of it.
I feel sorry for the people who don't get on YouTube because whatever you want to do, somebody has figured it out. It has a video on YouTube.
Yep,
And I don't care if it's loading film in an old-fashioned camera or fixing a water pump in your house. There's some guy with a screwdriver saying, here's what you got to do.
Absolutely.
I would be lost. I'd be lost without YouTube, Calvin and me. Thanks so much, gentlemen.
No problem.
It's great to meet you. I hope you make a lot of money for your businesses today. And if you don't, you can always keep on going toward Nova Scotia, Goodbye, guys.
We'll do that. All right.
Thanks again.
Thank you. No problem.
Nice to meet you
All right.
both.
Have a good
See
one.
you later.
All right.
Of course, we got to stop and chat with the people from Samples Lumber Company up on the Campground Road in Moores, New York.
Yep.
Who are you?
Justin, Sample.
I know that, Justin.
It's outside sales.
So what's going on today? You got a big display here. Did you have to set all this up yourself, Justin?
We set it up yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, there's
I
3-4
hope
of
you
us.
had 3-4. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So what'd you bring with you?
We got a little bit of everything today. We got the our new flooring that we stock now.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, we stock 5-6 types of flooring now. Our steel roofing, our shingle roofing, and of course our weather shield windows that we have quite a bit of luck with. And over here we have the cabinets, kitchen cabinets.
Wow.
We're getting into pretty heavy now. So
Come on.
yeah, we have a whole new showroom with our cabinets and.
It's not your old samples anymore.
No,
Come
no.
on.
Also, we also added a True Value in the sample lumber.
Oh, really?
We're sample lumber True Value now also. So
Gee, that's
variety of everything now and more.
You know, Samples is some names are synonymous with certain businesses, and Samples has been connected with lumber in the North Country.
Oh yeah, it's been about
And a lot-
25, 26 years.
Is that
they've been open.
possible?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh yeah. Steve. I think it was early '90s. I think is when he bought
When
it.
did you start working?
I started 8 years ago with the company.
Did you really?
Yeah. Yeah. So
And
I'm
so
out on the
you're-
road all the time.
Oh, you're outside.
On the road, yes.
Oh, how far do you go?
Over to Swan,
Oh, you do?
up to Charbusco because we have our Bangor location
Oh, that's right
also.
too. I forgot about the
Yeah.
Bangor
Oh
Samples.
yes, yep, and then
For those
down to
people
Ticonderoga.
in Franklin County, and then
Yes,
Ty.
down to Ty, and then up to the lakes too, Tupper Lake, Lake Placid, Saranac Lake. So we cover a big area.
You know, Samples is got a big place up there in Moores.
Yes.
I don't know how many square feet it is, and
I'm not quite sure what. I know the new True Value. We had to have about 4,000.
No, come on.
Then we have our showrooms in the back. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But,
So people, and you have a website.
yes. Yep. SampleLumber.com.
People can go online
Oh,
and
yeah.
find out, or they can drive up there if they want to.
That's
or
right.
Stop
We'd rather
in
see them. Stop in.
Stop in at Bangor or
Right.
Ty or
Yeah.
wherever. So what do you enjoy most about the job, you personally?
My job, I'm out on the road all the time. I see different people every day, so something new every day. It's not the same
So
repetitive.
you'd rather be doing that
Oh yeah, yeah,
than sitting around in a
Right.
chair and drinking
Right.
coffee?
yeah.
Back
I'm
in
too
the
high
shop.
strung for that to be sitting around.
Well, I bet you're good at what you do. And you've been doing it 5 years, you said?
8 years.
8 years.
8 years, yeah.
That's even better. All right. Well, I hope people stop and see you this weekend
Yes.
here at the home
Nice
show.
weekend
Crete.
for it. Good weather this weekend
Yeah.
for the show. So
I love it, Justin.
Yes.
Shake my hand. Have a
thank
great
you.
day, my
You
friend.
too. I'll
Keep
get you a new
smiling.
hat. Get a Sample Lumber hat or Red Sox one.
I
don't
love
know.
it. Never mind the Red Sox. Sample Lumber I like. See you
there
later,
you go.
Justin.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
I cannot even remember what year it was that I wrote an article about Foster's tents for Strictly Business magazine. Can you remember when that was?
I don't remember the exact year, but I would think it's probably 6-7 years ago.
Is that possible?
It's possible.
Tell people who you are.
I'm Scott Foster, one of the owners at Foster's Tents. So we started business in 1992.
Is that? I cannot believe it. 1992?
1992.
And half the kids I know, including my own grandchildren that were in their 30s, close to 40, started working part-time for Foster's and hanging around up there back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day, we hired them a little young. We had our children out there when they pretty much could walk and have them dragging things around the job sites, and now we're a little more compliant with nowadays.
That was fun, and
Oh, it was.
The kids, even when they weren't working, loved to hang around up there.
They did. They did. They are one of my most trusted employees. Started when he was 14, and he's still with me today. And he's
Come
going to
on.
be 30 years. He's 30 this year, I think. And
Isn't that possible?
it is possible. It's great to have him around.
I don't see Billy Duffany anymore, but I think Billy was up there for a while back in the day.
Billy's off teaching now, but
I
he
know he's
comes.
teaching.
He comes back in the
Just to say
summertime. No, he works in the
Come
summer.
on, you're kidding me.
No, I don't. He I think he worked a half a day last year because he was remodeling his house, but he should be back this year. He started with us when he was pretty young too, when we first were in the video store business.
Give us a little bit of history, because some people watching this program have no idea what Foster's is all about.
Well, a little bit of our history is in 1990, my wife was carrying our second child, Josh, and she was working in the regular business world, and she decided that she didn't want to do it anymore. So we bought a video store up on Boynton Avenue from Jay LePage.
Oh, yes.
And so the day he was born, which
Foster's Flicks.
11/30, 1990, was the day that we closed. So he was born early afternoon, and we closed at 4 o'clock that afternoon, and that's our first business adventure. And then one of our customers at the store was Clyde and Marion Rabideau. Clyde was our mayor at the time, and he had bought some tents for his wife. So that was in 1992. They came in and decided that they wanted to get out of the tent business. So we started, and that's when we started the tents.
And boy, you talk about plowing a lot of new ground since those days.
Oh, absolutely. So now we're a full-service event company. I kind of say this, and the employees don't. We're event specialists, so you don't have to be. And we have an event planner, Nikki Buck. She came on this year with us, so we have a planning person on staff that can take you through the whole steps. She can just work day of, or she can do your whole event for you, get all your vendors that you need, music, flowers. We do full service on the weddings. My toughest wedding is coming up this year. My daughter's getting married.
Oh no, where?
Yes,
Here?
we're gonna get. She's getting married out at my brother's house, which is across from our work location.
Where's that?
Right in West Shazy, right across from our shop.
Of course.
Yeah. So.
Oh, what a time that's going to be!
Yeah.
I might drive by just to wave. And see how you're
Absolutely,
doing.
it's on the Columbus Day weekend. So it's
gosh.
So it should be a blast. It's I've kind of been kicked off the committee of how this is going to happen. So I guess got to go with the flow.
I wonder how many people watching Hometown Cable now are even familiar with Foster's. I bet you they have if they've been to any sizable function outdoors in the North Country over the years.
I would think so. We have, like I said, 1992, and
Wow.
we, on any given weekend, can do, 5 to 10 weddings. Some big, some small, but that's not everything we do. We do special events, which includes we do the hospital function in here, which is every year for the foundation, and we help transform this into a place that 600 people or 550 people could come and have a meal. We did the pipe and drape in here. This is one of the services we offer for this.
So, are there any down days these days, or is it pretty busy all summer long?
There's not really any down days. In the wintertime, we're doing sales and maintenance, and in the summertime, we're pretty much putting stuff in and out of trucks, emptying the warehouse, filling the trucks back up, and we do that on a weekly cycle.
You had no clue when you were selling videos at Foster's Flicks what this was going to be like in the year 2016. I don't know if you would have run for the hills or what, but it.
No, I wouldn't run for the hills. There's some days I probably have.
You learn a
days.
whole new vocabulary, right?
Yeah, there's some days that the vocabulary could be a little rough, but we have a great staff now, which is our transition of growing has been a little rough, but now we really have the office people and the sales and the warehouse manager, and it's really functioning really well. We're kind of flowing pretty good, and we get rave reviews from all of our customers. So
let's talk about your dad.
My father, Nordy, he's, and I do call him Nordy.
Of course, we all do.
Yes.
Everybody does.
And some people look at me, you call your dad Nordy? I said, yeah, I do. I guess I've always called him that. And
custom work for so long.
Yes, he does all the boat work and with custom canvas, and he started that in the 80s, early 80s. And we've always been a part of that. My brother, Rick, is a part of that as far as working with him, and it's all pretty much family. My cousin Tad, Nordy's been doing that for a long time, and kind of
talk about old soldiers.
Yeah, he is.
You got to say hi for him because he's just such a neat guy and so talented. And his craft is a waning craft. There aren't very many people who are good at that anymore.
I would think that there's probably not too many people that can do that craft in this area. He's very creative. For instance, he went down to, the old soldier. They went to a conference that they hadn't been to in 20 years. And when Nordy walked in, it was like...
Old Home Week.
Well, nobody forgot him. They were like, hey, Nordy's here. Yeah, because he was...
He still has a wonderful reputation.
Yeah, I think so, and I'd like to believe that we all do. And we try to make things right when they're wrong, and that's, I guess, the best you can do.
You don't stay in business that long. You don't walk head and shoulders above the competition by screwing up every other wedding you do. I mean, you've got to make people happy. I cannot believe how far you've come over the years. I mean, you got a fleet of vehicles. I don't know how many tents you have stored up there in that building.
Honestly, I don't know how many we have either anymore. I think the computer could tell us, but I can't.
Last time I was there, I think there was a line of porta potties.
Yeah, we do. We had
just starting out then.
We did. I think we've been doing that for 6-7 years, and that was an opportunity that somebody asked me if they wanted us. They were looking to sell, and so we got into that, and that's been pretty good. That's a different business.
Nowadays, you can't plan a big function 2 weeks in advance. These people are planning these weddings. I bet you that wedding for your daughter has been planned for maybe 3 or 4 years, maybe?
No, hers hasn't been that long. I always say to the staff that I could plan a wedding in 2 weeks. And they think I'm crazy.
Yeah, well, I know you're crazy.
But we do have, we get inquiries every day for 2017. We're always a year in advance or a year and a half.
The calendar's always filled in early.
Yeah, people do start really early, and they need to. But we try to take the stress from them and tell them that, we're the professionals. Let us help you figure out, what your vision is. And we bring that, we're able to bring that to to our customers, so that they can have what their dream wedding should be or their event, whatever it should be. Our goal is to sweat the details to make it happen.
Would you suggest people stop out there, call you on the phone, contact you via email? What's the best way?
All of the above.
All of the above.
And to be very honest with you, a lot of our customers are not from this area. So we do a lot of it.
How far do you go?
Well, the sales staff's in Glens Falls today.
No, you're kidding me.
No, but when I say the customers are not from this area, they're from, they might live in Connecticut, but they have a house, or they're doing a destination wedding in Lake Placid or Keene,
Sure.
So we, a lot of customers we don't meet. We just do it for them, and it's kind of neat. We might meet with their caretaker, or they do have a family member sometimes come by, but a lot of them, it's just done. We just do it, we figure out what they need, and we get it done for them.
The best part of it is you've done it before. There aren't too many questions they might have that you don't have a ready answer for.
I'd like to think that, but that's not true. They always come up with something different
Really?
for us.
New quirks all the time?
Yeah, challenges, I call them.
Oh, challenges. I like that.
Yeah, they're challenges.
Well, does it look like it's going to be a pretty good summer for you?
Well, the phone's ringing every day, and especially when it's sunny. And
weather gets better, there'll be more.
The numbers look good. The quotes are out there, and it's just a matter of securing and making people comfortable that they're working with a reputable company. So.
You are what you are.
Yeah.
You plan to be here tomorrow, so you're going to treat them right.
Well, I plan to be here hopefully long after I'm gone. I'd like to see this continue, and I think I have some staff that I can rely on to do that and pass this on and keep it moving.
I love it. Make sure you say hi to Nordy.
I'll absolutely do that.
Have yourself a lovely day, young man.
And it's always nice to see you too.
You too. See you later.
Yeah, bye.
Jessica Sears.
Yes.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Are you excited about this weekend?
I am very excited. We put a lot of work into the show, and we're happy to have it here and have a nice day for it.
You just told me you've been with Curtis for how long?
18 years.
Oh, come on. You're only 23.
I know. It's amazing, isn't it?
That's child. That's against all the child labor
That's
laws.
right. That's right.
So tell me about this weekend and how you came about running the show.
Well, one of my coworkers actually used to run the show, and he went and started working with WPTZ. So after he left, I took over his spot and have been learning each year about what to do to put the show together and trying to make it better each year as we go forward.
What's involved?
There's a lot of planning involved, getting vendors coordinated, trying to have the right products for the show, and renting the crate and doing all the advertising, all that kind of stuff. So,
is this the best possible venue in the area? Is this the best possible place?
Really, yes, it is. They tried doing it at the Field House a few years ago, and with sports and stuff, the timing wasn't right. So, this is what we've stuck with.
When you're old like I am, you're familiar with things like the Crete Memorial Civic Center and how it was. How the idea was generated many years ago and where the original money came from and so on. So we've been to a lot of events here.
I bet.
Over the years, but this whole show is great.
Yes, we really enjoy it. Curtis Lumber has been part of it forever, since we were Gregory's. Yeah, since we were Gregory Supply. So we've always been, very highly involved in the event. So.
That's just wonderful. I just remembered that I just finished an article for Strictly Business about Curtis Lumber, and it probably won't be. We're doing this on April 9th, so I'm not sure when the magazine will be out, but soon.
Yes. Probably the construction episode.
Because Curtis and Gregory go back a long, long time in this area.
Yes, we do.
At that spot on the Tom Miller Road.
Yes, since the 1970s or 60s, I think.
Look at how the area has changed since the mall came in. And
definitely.
And the Tom Miller Road's a main thoroughfare now.
Yes, it is.
Thank goodness.
Yes, definitely.
So you have to start planning this way in advance.
Yes, we usually start a couple weeks after the show ends.
Oh, you're kidding.
No. So it takes me the whole year to really get everything planned out correctly and
You try to get new people each year, or do you?
We do. Yeah, we try every year. We try to get new people. We've got some new solar vendors this year, which is becoming very popular. And we have some new landscapers here also this year, so it's pretty good.
So you're happy so far?
We are happy so far. The turnout has been
Nobody
good.
called up and said, Jessica, I'm sorry I can't make it.
No, nobody.
I love it.
Yes, it's great.
I
We
love it
actually
when
had someone show up this morning that wanted to be in the show.
Oh, come on.
No, we did, yeah.
And what'd you do about that?
Well, unfortunately, the show was already planned out and filled.
Yeah.
But next year we'll definitely contact them and make sure we have a spot. So
I love it.
yeah, it's great.
So you're happy with it. It's a 2-day event.
Yes, it is today and tomorrow.
We're here on a Saturday, but you hold it all day Saturday and all day.
Sunday is from 10 to 3. It's a little bit shorter day, but we don't have as much traffic usually on Sunday, so we cut the hours a little bit.
I'm glad it's working for you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
coming.
Oh, we got some good music in the background anyway.
Did you watch this? This is a
No,
good
I haven't yet,
Yeah,
but I will.
Put it together from stuff that Habitat International has on their website.
We are, in case you can't see the sign, we're in front of Habitat, Champlain Valley Habitat for Humanity. Who are you?
George Friedenberg.
And?
Janet McFetridge.
God, what two of my favorite people in the whole wide world.
Thank you.
George, why Habitat for Humanity? What's it all about?
It's giving low-income people an opportunity to own a home, have the stability of a home for their children going into the future. My reason for being involved in this is the stability for the children. Growing up, my family was very, very poor. Before I went to college at 18, we lived in 8 different houses, 8 different places.
You're kidding me.
No, and we weren't in the military. That's something to be expected in the military. But we were very poor. We couldn't pay rent, so we would live someplace until the landlord got tired of not being paid rent, and we'd get kicked out and have to find someplace else. I know what big emotional and self-confidence effect that had on me and my sister, and some of that effect I still have to deal with and overcome. We would have never, my family would have never qualified for a Habitat home, but there are families out there in that situation of renting and not having adequate housing, having poor housing with structural problems and so on, and also knowing that they could be kicked out and have to move someplace else. And the kids are always in that state of not being confident and sure. There are families out there who are qualified to own a Habitat home, to be homeowners, and we're looking for those kind of people. And when those people move into a Habitat home, you can tell the difference in the kids right
Come
away.
on.
All the kids have
First
smile on their
day.
faces, even before the first day.
Really?
Yeah, because we get them involved in that process of becoming home owners. And they do much better in school because they had that stability. They have the confidence that comes with that stability, and they grow up to be good people for the community. They realize what they came from and the opportunity they've been given, and they pass that on
I think
to
maybe
other
George is passionate about this a little
Not
bit.
too much, but a whole lot.
Janet, how are you?
How am I?
Yes.
I'm fine.
Last time I saw you, we were at the Champlain Meeting House.
We were having
I
a
was
nice
telling
evening
Calvin,
together.
and I will tell anybody who will stand still long enough to listen, that was one of the premier nights of my entire life.
We were so happy that you
The
came.
vibes were so good up there. What a nice
It's a great
community, and what a
community.
nice
It's a great
old
community.
building.
Yes.
Calvin told me about the people who owned that house initially, made me feel even better about it.
That meeting house is a great idea.
Oh, don't you love it?
Yep.
I felt good the minute I crossed the street, and I knew it was going to be a good
Thank
night.
you. It was a good night.
And by the way, I was telling somebody on via email this morning that I also grew up church mouse poor, and I use that term carefully because my father was a country preacher. I don't know back in the 1930s or early 40s how much my father made a week or a month, but it wasn't much. It was just a few little dollars. So we were lucky that most of and we had to move often too. Every 4 or 5 years.
Going to another
different church,
another
different
calling.
community.
Yep.
But we knew what it was like. You know, it's Barbara Streisand. What? Secondhand Rose. Remember Barbara Streisand?
Yep.
No, you're not old enough. Calvin is.
Oh, yeah.
I think we remember that.
Secondhand Rose. But you know, I was telling somebody this morning, if it weren't for thrift shops and secondhand stores, we wouldn't have any clothes to wear.
Yeah.
But there is something to be said. At the end of the day, if you've done something that satisfies you and fulfills a need in the community, Janet.
There's nothing better.
How'd you get hooked up with this guy?
Wow, I just sent him an email and said I want to learn more about Habitat for
Did you
Humanity.
really?
And yes, and he said come to a board meeting.
Do you know how many unsung heroes there are like you and like George across the country who the public never knows their name? I'm thinking about presidents and former presidents, politicians, and people who don't do that because they want publicity, but because they want to make a difference. My older brother Jim, who lives down in Pennsylvania, spent a lot of time helping to build houses for the Habitat for Humanity. And at the end of the day, it does make you have that warm feeling inside, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. You know, it's easy to think that communities develop and it doesn't really matter. It's the people who get involved and change communities. And you can have a successful community, or you have a community that shrinks and fails. But it's the people who try to make the community grow and help people. That's very important. Every person matters. Every person matters.
I love it. Your life would be very shallow and boring if you couldn't get involved in your community, Janet.
That's true. That's true. It's
Doesn't
very
it
important.
make you feel good to make those contacts with people?
It does, but not.
Yeah.
But it's
You don't
not
pat
about
yourself on your back.
Yeah. It's not about yourself.
Yeah.
It's not about yourself.
There's something that needs to be done.
Yeah. You
And
see-
somebody needs to do
you
it.
see a need?
And why not us?
Right.
You know, Calvin has been doing this with that camera over his shoulder since 1983.
Yes.
Talking to people like you, talking to the little people and the middle-sized people and the big people in communities all over the North Country, because we are family, as you said before. We're all connected in ways that we can only dream about sometimes.
And we make a difference.
And boy, if you can make a difference, you should, no matter what it is. So how many houses now since you've been involved?
We have 8 houses, which
that possible?
which isn't enough.
I know.
Yeah, but
It's not easy from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Just explain the process a little bit.
which process?
The process.
The process of construction, or
Yeah, construction.
Yeah. And then there's the other process of getting the family for the home.
Oh, yeah.
And not to disparage the construction committee, but in lots of ways the construction of the home is easier
That's the
than the
easier
finding of
part.
the family for it. But how does it start? Well, first it starts with having a piece of property. So the property that we have in Chazy was given to us a number of years ago. There was a house on it that burned down. The thing just laid there, and the people
She donated that
donated that land. So that's how that started. We need a piece of property, and we have criteria for that. It must be in a good location, have town water and sewage, and be free.
Maybe that should have been first on the list. Yeah.
No, it doesn't have to be free, but
Close to it.
it has to be low income. And then from there, we put together a plan for the house. We have architectural people who help us. The AES Northeast made the plans for that Chazy house. They helped us a great deal. and we thank them very much. And then it comes to the construction time, and we reach out to construction people in the community to do the foundation and to do the shell, the frame, and then we start looking for volunteer people. And CV Tech has done a great job helping us.
And thank God for CV Tech.
Yeah,
Right?
Wonderful.
Yes.
They're a bunch of young people to work with, and yeah, it's great. And then we have just volunteers who are skilled and unskilled. They come, they build, they do, and they get a good experience out of it.
Now the process varies in length from one house to the next and one family to the next.
Definitely.
Yes, it does. Yeah. I wish we had a more set way of doing
So
things,
hard.
but it just the very nature of what we're doing doesn't make that possible.
So how long have you been involved?
About 3 years.
Have you really? So talk a little bit about finding families.
Finding families is a challenge. This is my first go at it.
Oh, it is?
It is.
Oh,
it is.
my,
George
my.
has done this before, but yeah, it's difficult. We've got guidelines, got financial guidelines, but it's more difficult than you would think.
You know, it's something that John Q. Citizen doesn't think about every day.
Right.
He lives in a certain stratum of the community. There are people above him and people below him, and that's true of all of us. But he might not understand this process.
Right.
And I came to understand it more than I ever knew before after I left the radio business, and I became a crime victims advocate for 8 years.
Yeah.
So I was dealing with people who were the victims of various kinds of crime, trying to get some resources from the state of New York to help pay for their out-of-pocket expenses. So I got to know about Habitat for Humanity very, very well, and watched several of the houses being built in the process. And sometimes the last chapter of the story is a good one, and sometimes the last chapter of the story is not so good. So you have had disappointments.
We've had disappointments, yeah, and it is difficult. We're having a difficult time finding a family for the houses that we have available now and will have available in the near future. But
you
even,
will.
But even
We
as
will.
difficult as it is, we are determined not to get discouraged and not to give up.
Well, positive
Because
outlook.
there's somebody out there
Yeah.
who needs a home, and they're going to be the perfect homeowner for that
Perhaps
home.
somebody watching our little corner on Hometown Cable with Calvin and Gordy right now saying, oh boy. So how do they get a hold of you, George?
We have a website.
Oh, easy, just have it
You
that?
go
The
to
Champlain Valley or
www.cvhfh.net. You can go there. It shows the whole process. And all I can say is apply.
no guarantees.
No guarantees.
Yeah. And don't talk yourself out of it by just
Yeah.
looking at the
Oh my
guidelines.
goodness, no.
No,
Give
try.
Hopefully we talk you into it.
Give us a chance.
Right.
One thing we're dealing with is people who have never been homeowners, and being a homeowner is kind of scary.
Tell me about
And
it.
these are people who are renting, and it's all they've ever known. Well, here's an opportunity to know something different. Now, my own situation, I already told you how I grew up, and no chance of being a homeowner whatsoever. I met a wonderful woman. We got married.
It's the name of the game, Janet. That's
We got married, and I had an urge to own a home, not to rent anymore. And my wife's family was able to help us to get our home that we bought 34 years ago now
Wow.
in Port Kent.
Wow, no kidding.
And they gave us the chance, gave me a chance to own a home where we could raise our children. And so people out there, become a homeowner. There's only one way to find out if you qualify or not. That's to contact us and begin the process.
And if you want to volunteer with
Yeah.
this organization,
Contact
they
us.
would love
We would
to
love it.
hear from
We would
you.
love it.
Yeah,
How big a core group do you have of people?
too small. Too small. We have 6 members on our board of directors. We need more people on the board of directors. We need more people in committee. The family selection and support committee has about 8 people
That's
in it.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a good group.
Thank God for
and
the
if-
people that do.
Yeah, and a
come
few of those
forward.
people have been on that family selection and support committee through a number of houses. So they're experienced. They want to help. They want to find people to own a home. They want to give a family, a chance to step up to home ownership.
Well, you know by now how much I love this organization. I've watched it nationwide because you are a part of a
International
group now,
International.
sure.
Yeah.
And we would urge our viewers to find out more about this particular group, the Champlain Valley Habitat for Humanity, and the organization in general, its history, and to just jump into the fray.
Yep.
The wave is going by your house. Get on it.
That's right.
They can find you on the internet with no
Can
trouble
find
at all.
us, and they can find Habitat for Humanity International and on their public website that will give them lots of information about Habitat for.
Well, I expect some real good news from this group.
I hope so.
Thanks.
In 2016, you'll find a family. I know you will.
We
I
will.
personally
We
want
will.
to thank both of you
Oh, we thank
for
you.
this kind of
Taking the time.
dedication. It's what makes the world go round, at least in our part
With a
of
smile.
the country.
Just world doesn't just go around; it goes around with a smile on
Smiles
its face.
are good.
That's
Smiles
right.
are good.
Yeah.
Thanks so much,
Thank you.
both of
Thank
you.
you.
Janet,
Thank you.
George,
Mhm.
have a great weekend, will you?
Thank you.
You too.
Well, there you have it. I want to thank all the people who talked to us today. I want to thank all the people whom we didn't get a chance to talk to. We didn't get an opportunity to interview all the people with venues here at the home show. But it's been the Northern Home and Lifestyle Association's Home Show. That's what they call it now. 2016 Home and Lifestyle Expo, Clinton, Essex, and Franklin County's largest home show. I'm sure Jessica will send me 29 cents for saying that. But I do want to thank all the people who came here, all the people who have visited this home show this year and in years past. I want to thank all of our viewers for your comments and suggestions about what to do with this program and Hometown Cable. And I also want to especially thank those who are generous and watch this show and say, I want to do what I can to support Calvin and Gordy and this effort to bring the North Country together through the videos and Hometown Cable. You do that by taking out your checkbook or your wallet, making a generous contribution, giving it to Calvin in person if you see him on the street and he's like Chicken Little, he's everywhere. Or taking that checkbook out and writing a check and put it in an envelope and send it to Calvin Castine in care of Hometown Cable, 1477 Ridge Road in Champlain. And thank you very much in advance for thinking of us and for helping us out. And who knows where we're going to be next time for this program called Our Little Corner.